For nearly a decade, Mitch McConnell has been quietly sabotaging the MAGA movement from the inside. This is the full record of betrayal every time McConnell turned his back on the Republican Party. In 2015, Trump proposed a temporary ban on Muslim immigration to protect Americans from terrorist threats. It was bold, clear, and widely popular within the GOP base. But Mitch McConnell immediately broke ranks. He told reporters the ban was completely inconsistent with American values and flat out refused to allow the Senate to even vote on it. Instead of defending Trump's call for strong borders, McConnell sided with the media, the Democrats, and the donor class. It was an early sign that McConnell was way more loyal to the globalist status quo than the will of the Republican base. During the 2016 campaign, Trump raised concerns that Judge Gonzalo Curiel, who had ties to La Raza, might be biased against him in court. Once again, McConnell took the bait from the media and threw Trump under the bus. McConnell didn't care whether the media distorted the facts. He cared about distancing himself from Trump. When the Democrats used a Gold Star family to attack Trump at the 2016 DNC, McConnell jumped on the outrage train. Instead of defending Trump or calling out the political stunt, McConnell issued a public statement praising the Khan family and denouncing Trump's proposed travel restrictions. Even as Trump was under constant fire, McConnell sided with Hillary's talking points, just to score points with the press. Once again, he showed more concern for his image than party unity. When the Access Hollywood tape dropped in October 2016, establishment Republicans panicked. McConnell didn't hesitate. He immediately condemned Trump's comments as repugnant and unacceptable in any circumstance. With just a few weeks to go before the election, McConnell piled on instead of pushing back. Rather than stand by the nominee chosen by Republican voters, he folded to media pressure and helped fuel the fire, all while Democrats circled like sharks. After Trump won in 2016, he called on Congress to pass term limits, one of the biggest promises in his Drain the Swamp agenda, but McConnell laughed it off. At a press conference, he smirked and said, "We have term limits, they're called elections." He made it clear that the idea was dead on arrival. McConnell has been in the Senate since 1985, and he wasn't about to let Trump threaten that kind of power. From day one, McConnell was more interested in protecting career politicians than delivering for the people. In 2017, Republicans finally had control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. Repealing Obamacare should have been a slam dunk, but McConnell's Senate failed. After the repeal effort collapsed, McConnell turned around and blamed Trump, saying the president had excessive expectations and didn't understand how things work. No accountability, no urgency, just excuses. Trump's top campaign promise died on McConnell's watch, and he acted like it wasn't his problem. After the 2017 Charlottesville Unite the Right rally, Trump condemned hatred and violence on many sides, but the media twisted his words and accused him of defending neo-Nazis. Instead of correcting the lie, McConnell jumped in to pile on. He issued a public statement saying there are no good neo-Nazis, clearly aiming it at Trump. He chose to echo the media's narrative rather than defend the president, even when that narrative was obviously false. The base saw it as a betrayal, and they were right. In 2019, Trump ordered U.S. troops to withdraw from Syria and end another endless war. McConnell immediately slammed the move. He published an op-ed in the Washington Post calling it a grave strategic mistake and warned it would embolden America's enemies. Instead of supporting Trump's plan to bring troops home, McConnell sided with the neocons and defense contractors. He was more concerned about maintaining foreign wars than fulfilling the promises Trump made to voters. In 2018, McConnell helped pass a $1.3 trillion omnibus spending bill loaded with Democrat priorities and light on border security. Trump was furious. He signed it only to avoid a shutdown, but said that he would never do it again. The base was outraged that there was no real wall funding, and McConnell didn't care. He pushed the bill through anyways, ensuring that Trump's top promise was once again undercut by his own party. Behind the scenes, McConnell played gatekeeper on Trump's nominees, and not in a good way. While he took credit for confirming judges, he also blocked or slow-walked many America First picks who didn't fit the establishment mold. Key loyalists and outsiders were quietly sidelined. McConnell made sure that Trump's government was staffed with the kind of people the swamp could live with, not the fighters the base wanted. In December 2020, Trump demanded $2,000 relief checks for Americans during the pandemic. The House passed it. The public supported it. But Mitch McConnell refused to bring it to the floor for a clean vote. He loaded the bill with poison pills and killed it procedurally. Meanwhile, the omnibus bill funded foreign countries and pet projects, but McConnell made sure struggling Americans came last. Trump vetoed the National Defense Authorization Act because it failed to repeal Section 230 and allowed the renaming of military bases. McConnell didn't just disagree, he led the charge to override the veto. It was the only time Congress overrode a Trump veto during his presidency. McConnell gave the left exactly what they wanted and sent a message: the Senate works for the swamp, not for Trump. After the 2020 election, while Trump pursued legal challenges and fought to expose fraud, McConnell congratulated Joe Biden on December 15th. The Electoral College has spoken. He said, "I want to congratulate President-elect Biden. At a time when the base was demanding answers, McConnell waved the white flag. He told Republican senators not to object on January 6th and made it clear that the fight was over." After the Capitol protest, McConnell voted to acquit Trump, but then gave a speech attacking him anyway. He said Trump was practically and morally responsible for what happened on January 6th and hinted that he could face criminal prosecution. It was one of the most disgraceful moments in McConnell's career, siding with the Democrats to smear the outgoing president in front of the entire nation. When the RNC censured Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger for joining Pelosi's January 6th committee, McConnell defended them. He called Cheney a leader with deep convictions and slammed the RNC for daring to hold them accountable. He said January 6th was a violent insurrection, echoing Democrat talking points and ignoring the concerns of millions of Republican voters. In 2021, Biden pushed for a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. Trump told Republicans not to support it, but McConnell did it anyway. He helped Biden get it passed and even bragged about how much money it brought back to Kentucky. While the country was dealing with inflation and border chaos, McConnell gave Biden a major win. In December 2022, just weeks before Republicans took control of the House, McConnell helped Democrats pass another $1.7 trillion omnibus bill. Conservatives begged him to wait. He didn't. He locked in Biden's agenda for another year and robbed House Republicans of any leverage. The swamp won again.
Every single Republican should vote no on the ludicrous, unacceptable $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill. It's a disaster for our country, and it also happens to be a disaster for the Republican Party. Mitch McConnell, who is an absolute disaster, by the way, must not be allowed to waste this golden opportunity. He's more of a Democrat than a Republican. What he's doing to this party is incredible, and what he's doing to our nation is incredible.
During the 2022 midterms, McConnell's super PAC pulled funding from Trump-endorsed Senate candidates like Blake Masters and Don Bolduc. Meanwhile, he spent millions protecting Lisa Murkowski, even though she was running against another Republican endorsed by Trump. McConnell made it clear he'd rather a Democrat win than a MAGA Republican take office. In December 2022, McConnell told reporters that funding Ukraine was the #1 priority for the United States right now. Not the border, not inflation, not crime. Ukraine. Biden quoted him in speeches to justify more spending. It was the clearest sign yet that McConnell wasn't working for the Republican base, he was working for the globalist elite. In 2025, McConnell, no longer serving as the Senate GOP leader, took the unusual step of opposing several of Trump's cabinet nominees. He was the sole Republican to vote against the confirmations of Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. Additionally, McConnell, along with Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, opposed Pete Hegseth's nomination for Secretary of Defense.